Hello everyone, I hope you're all keeping the very best and welcome back to my channel. In today's boxing tutorial, we're going to be going over footwork and how to manipulate your stance in order to suit your style. So firstly, let's look at the basics of footwork. So the first thing we're going to start off with here is a basic boxing stance, roughly a 45-degree angle, as you can see here from the left foot to the right foot. What we're thinking about with this stance is mobility. We're thinking about having stability, strength, movement, and with this fundamental basic stance that we have here, we're able to manipulate it in a second, but everything comes from this basic boxing stance, okay? And I want to explain a couple of reasons why. So, as you can see that 45-degree angle still there, okay? What we want to look at is getting out of the habit of bringing this foot too far forward. Okay, now this is going to be not so much of a good position to be in because it's going to be harder to rotate that hip over if our foot's too straight forward. Also for cutting angles and making movements, this will be quite difficult. So what we want to try to aim for is having this angle here with the foot. Okay, turning it in ever so slightly. It's a lot easier to get up onto that ball of the foot and rotate it. Same goes for that backhand. Okay, so for the right foot, if we're rotating over with right hands, this is a great place to be versus what I see a lot as beginners. They have this foot too far out and they're almost trailing it along, and then when they go to have to rotate that hip, it's a lot harder. So we want to get out of the habit of having this foot too far out this way and our front foot too far forward like this. So this is a great place to start. Okay, so from this boxing stance, what we can aim to achieve is great movement. We can aim to achieve stability, coordination, rhythm, all from this basic boxing stance. Okay, so from here we can now start to manipulate this stance when we choose a style of boxing. This is a great place to start. We can work angles really effectively. Okay, we can maneuver our feet in a position that's going to allow us to get that hip rotating through. So if I decide to throw a left hook, I can really pivot in through that foot. Also when I want to maybe do a check hook, it's a lot easier for me to get that hip out versus, again, like it says, if our foot's too far out this way, it's a wee bit more challenging to get that hip over, as you can see here. So if I go to throw a check hook, for example, I'd have to really turn and then come out, and it's a lot slower. So this is a great place to start. We have that stability and movement like I talked about from our left foot to our right foot, working our angles. We go to throw our backhand, we're able to rotate that foot over and get that hip turning in, so it's going to add more power because we're punching from the legs. I'm going to pick a style of fighting here, and I'm going to use, funny enough, an example from Conor McGregor, because I know this is memed a lot, but take us back to karate stance Conor McGregor. Okay, and I want to show you that stance and why it's so effective. So when we take this stance here as it is, and we now start to bring it in so that it's more vertical to the point of this camera. So it was here, it's more of a 45-degree angle, and we're now bringing that foot more in, okay? Also from here, what I want you to take note of is when we're in this position, look at the space in between my feet, okay? From that angle, you can see this space in between. When I'm choosing to go for more of a karate stance, what I'm trying to do is narrow that stance inward this way, but now widen it out, and this is going to give us a big base. Okay, we're also, our body is now in line here, so it allows us to move from the left foot to the right foot very easily. Okay, so that wide base allows us to move that foot in and out. Okay, so we can pose forward, setting up a bait so the person goes to throw, and then we pull out and it creates this nice position. Okay, so more of a pendulum style of fighting, in and out, nice and high up on them feet, as you can see here, and it's allowing us to have a lot of great movement by widening that stance. If we decide now to be more of an aggressive style fighter, again, going off that basic boxing stance, the only difference now we're going to go for is we're going to bring this right foot a wee bit more square on, and the reason for that is it's going to allow us to get them hips in a wee bit more faster. And because we're choosing to be more flat-footed, it's going to allow us to move in a direction that allows us to suit more of an aggressive style. So when we go to open them hips for hooks, it's a lot easier than more of the karate stance, that bladed stance. We're taking our stance out, we're becoming more square at the hips, and again, it allows us to punch through them hips. Footwork is key. Try to practice and most importantly, enjoy. I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching.